Okay guys, so it is day 22. The ultimate reset I finished it yesterday. And yeah, so today was results day. So I got up this morning and I weighed, drumroll, 143.2, which is the lowest weight I've ever been. So that is awesome. At the beginning of this year, I know that I kept talking throughout my Ultimate Reset videos about my goal when I'm done with the reset, and that was just I wanted to be back to where I was at the beginning of this year. At the beginning of this year, I was maintaining around 147, between 147 and 150, around there, and yeah, so safe to say, even from the initial gain that I might experience just from reintroducing dairy and grains and stuff like that into my meal plan this week, you know, so like I say, I'm pretty much expecting, like, you know, I may gain a few pounds in the next week or two just from reintroducing these foods that I haven't had for the last week or the last 2 weeks. But even with that, I think it's still totally realistic to say that my starting point for P90X3 in 2 weeks will be around the 147, 150 mark, which is perfect. That's where I want to be when I start P90X3, because I don't want to start P90X3 with that added extra 10, 11 pounds that I had piled on in the last few months. You know, I want to start P90X3 at where I was, which is around 147, so that, you know, I just am able to go further then at that point. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So that's a total loss of 15.3 pounds. I purposely didn't want to tell you guys my starting weight for this because I was so embarrassed that I was back up to 158, but that was my starting weight, was 158.5. So yeah, I lost 15.3 pounds. I'm so excited. I lost 15 inches in total and 4.6% body fat. I am definitely the smallest I've ever been. I'm not like a ton smaller than I was like at the start of this year, but just a little bit. And like my husband notices it too. Like just different things that it's like I am noticeably, you know, smaller than I've been, like, you know. So I'm really excited because then now with P90X3. My goal with P90X3 is to get myself to that next point, you know, where I'm that much more fit, you know, in that much better physical shape and stuff like that. So, so yeah, so those are my results. I did share one side-by-side comparison picture on Instagram this morning, so if you don't follow me, go ahead and follow me on there. I'm just Too Fab From Fat on there, and I will post even more side-by-side comparison pictures on my website, which is just www.toofabfromfatfitness.com. All the information where you can find me is below. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So what is my plan for these next 2 weeks before I start P90X3? So going forward, my biggest thing is to just not go overboard. So today so far, for example, it is 2:15 right now, and the first thing I had this morning was something that I really missed in the last 3 weeks, was the vanilla Shakeology, because we were only allowed the vegan Shakeology on the reset, and vanilla is not vegan. So I had vanilla Shakeology with a tablespoon of peanut butter, a teeny bit of honey and almond milk, and it was so good. I missed it so much. And then for lunch, because we had to go out grocery shopping, so it was kind of a rush lunch, I was like, I have to eat something before we go. I just had a P90X protein bar or whatever, and it was really good. I'm not feeling hungry at all, so I'm really excited about that. Obviously, my stomach has shrunk a bit and stuff like that. So my cold, because I got this lovely, lovely cold, it's awful. It's such a head cold, and when I get head colds, I get where, I don't know if other people get this or if I'm just weird, because my husband thinks I'm weird for it. He's like, it must be the reset, and I'm like, no, I've had this before with being sick. I get where, like, if I'm standing for too long, I start to, like, almost, like, black out. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I feel really weak, like I can't even walk. I need to just, like, sit down and then I sit for a few minutes, and then I'm like recharged and I can, you know, get up again. Yeah, that's what was happening this morning. I like was in the middle of making my shake, and I started like feeling like I was blacking out. I couldn't even walk to a chair. I literally just like dropped to the kitchen floor, and I just laid there for like probably, I don't know, a minute, minute and a half, and then I was like, okay, I'm like recharged, so I stood up, I finished making my shake and stuff, and then I was okay after that. And then yeah, so then I was really hesitant to do a workout, but I really, really wanted to work out today because, you know, it's been over 3 weeks since I've worked out, and I was like, I need to work out. Like, I miss it so much. So I did a Turbo Fire workout, of course, because that's like my soulmate workout, and that's what I miss the most. So I did a Turbo Fire workout, and I took it super easy. Like, normally I'm jumping around like crazy, and I'm like getting right into it and stuff, and it was really hard to not do that this morning because aside from this cold, I feel really good. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I'm like, there's like the part of me that I'm like, I feel really great. Like, I'm like, I'm full of energy. I feel awesome. And then there's like this part of me that's like, I got this cold, and I'm like, oh, it's mainly like my head, but the rest of me, I'm like, whatever. But anyways, and then of course also, you know, when you're sick, you have like an elevated heart rate. So I was like really taking it easy, like on this workout. I didn't want to, and it was hard to, but my heart rate was like above 180 the whole time. And so I would jump a little bit, and then it'd go to like 185, 186, and then I'd be like, okay, I better kind of slow down a little, you know, obviously, because my heart's working a little bit harder to try and fight off this virus or whatever. So, yeah, but I'm glad I did that workout. I feel, like I say, aside from being sick, I feel really good. And then we went grocery shopping, and I was fine. So I think maybe the dizzy spills are behind me, so that's good. I kind of honestly feel like, you know, one more night's sleep and I should feel a bit better tomorrow, hopefully, because it's Christmas Eve. My daughter's feeling a lot better today as well, so hopefully this cold is on its way out. That would be great. So I talked a lot about my cold, and I haven't talked too much about the reset. So, okay, so as somebody who suffers from food addiction and binge eating, the reset really was eye-opening for me. So first of all, what I'm going to talk about is how it changed me, things that I learned in the last 3 weeks, and then I'm going to make a separate video, just some tips and pointers for if you're considering doing it, and what was different for me this time around than last time, because I don't know if you guys remember, because I kind of cowered from really documenting it because I was super embarrassed, but I did try the Ultimate Reset earlier in the year, and I only made it to day 12, and in those 12 days, I like cheated a million times, and it was just not good. So I've been thinking a lot about what I did differently. My mindset was different, all those sorts of things. So I'm going to make a different video on that, because otherwise this video will be terribly long. But for me, in these last 3 weeks, I learned quite a few things. I learned simple things, like the fact that a plate of just fruit can actually fill me up in the morning and give me energy to get through till lunch. Crazy. I always thought, you know, I need some carbs and whatever. Nope. Just a plate of fruit did it for me, you know, and it's a good light breakfast. I learned that most of the time when I'm hungry, I'm not really hungry. I learned something that I'm going to continue going forward is if I'm feeling hungry and it's like I just ate not long ago, or, you know, it's not really time to eat, have a cup of tea, drink a big bottle of water or something, and really think about, am I hungry? Am I stressed? What am I feeling? So I learned that. I learned that I can go 3 weeks following a strict meal plan. That is something that in the past I would have specifically told you, I don't do good on strict meal plans, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I learned that I can do that. And if I can do that, suffering from food addiction and binge eating disorder, then anybody can do it. I'm not even kidding. I learned a lot about clean eating, and how it's a lot different from calorie counting. So for me going forward, I'm kind of struggling because with what I should do. Because I feel like I still need to calorie count, and especially in Chalene Johnson's Push book that I'm reading right now, she just talks about people that, especially if you struggled with food for most of your life, you need to play the numbers game, and you need to count your calories that you're taking in and those sorts of things. But I'm struggling because like a lot of the Ultimate Reset recipes, you know, because it's clean meals, so you're using a lot of like coconut oil and olive oil and different oils and lots of avocado and like pumpkin seeds and stuff like that. These are all very high calorie, right? But they're good for you. So that's kind of my struggle. And I'm hoping with P90X3, I still haven't received it, by the way. Apparently it's on truck for delivery today, so fingers crossed I get it today. I'm hoping with the P90X3 meal plan, that'll be like 3 months of me following a meal plan. So I'm hoping by the end of that, maybe I'll have an even better grasp on like how I should be eating without maybe necessarily needing to calorie count. Because calorie counting when having olive oil and stuff like that, avocados, pumpkin seeds and stuff, is kind of difficult for me. But yeah, so that's something I need to figure out more going forward. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot about clean eating, what it is, and I'm really excited to kind of take the time to maybe make my own sort of thing, meal plan or something, and then do some sort of a free challenge with it for those who want to learn more about clean eating themselves as well. Yeah, so those are the main things. I realized that I can function and have good energy levels without any caffeine. And I realized that I actually miss working out when I'm not able to do it. So yeah, those are just some of the things that I learned and whatever through the Ultimate Reset. All in all, it was a great experience. I'm so glad I did it. And I think I'll do it again. I don't know when, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I feel good. So, aside from this. So anyways, that's that. Keep your eyes open, like I say, in the next couple days here. I'll be posting a video. I might even do it later today, who knows, about if you are considering doing the reset, some ways to kind of prep yourself for it, how to make sure that you'll succeed with it, and those sorts of things. Oh, and I also learned that I can take my own food to people's houses or to the mall or whatever. I don't need to, be limited by the choices in the food court or by what they're feeding us at somebody else's house. And I learned through that my goals are more important than convenience or what people may think of me, if people would judge me. No, my goals are more important than those things. So anyways, yeah, if I don't get that video up before, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys soon.